Yes, I think.
On your photo and drag it to the window.
I think.
You have?
Yes.
You're
So
live.
now I can do live and you just
Yes.
let me know in case you need anything.
Okay. Uh, Hello everyone. How many people are there? Oh, I have 116 people live right now. Vinay, can you hear me?
Hi Ganesh, how are you?
Hi. 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 And yes,
Satish,
I'm
Satish,
admitting Satish
Aniket.
G as well. So Satish is here as well. Hi Satish.
Yeah, I'm fine. Shall I
Yeah.
switch on my video?
Yes, please.
Hello
Hello.
Dr. Satish,
Hi,
how are you?
Vinay. Fine. Yourself?
Yes, all well. Thank you. Long
So
time.
how's the scene? So how's COVID happening? As in what's with Vinay and what's happening in Pune and what's happening in Karnataka? So you can begin, Vinay.
Well, I think COVID definitely has put in a lot of pressure on the way we work, but it has also given us new opportunities to innovate. You know, I think we as an IT people always look at how do we innovate, how do we solve problems, and this has been a great example where when COVID hit back in March, right? We didn't know exactly how do we go back to work and how do we get everybody back onto their feet and start delivering to our customer. So
Mhm.
if I look back where we started back in March and where we are today, we have onboarded almost 200 plus new team members during the COVID period when everything was locked down in a virtual environment. So amazing journey it has been. A lot of
Yeah.
challenges, continuous concern about, okay, will there be new business coming in or not? Trying to
Okay.
work from home, trying to keep everybody safe. So it's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
a
Lot
very
of challenge.
interesting journey. Yeah.
And what's happening with Dr. Satish and his city?
Yeah, obviously it's a tough time now. Students still they are using some virtual mode for innovative and all, but still the problem is it is not up to the mark. So obviously, students are deprived of some infrastructure facility here to work
Mhm.
on. So, but maximum we are doing some trainings online and creating some awareness also through some entrepreneurship program, all those things, even some trainings online. But still, even we are not so satisfied, but we are trying to overcome these challenges. We will see in the next coming days what can be done.
Yeah, true. So, guys, whoever has joined, oh, we have got 150 participants, and I'm really thankful to you all for taking your time out to be a part of this exclusive session. So, we've just started this entrepreneurship journey with this concept called Chai with Vinay. So, people know Coffee with Karan, and certainly the kind of aura he has, and that's the cup. So, probably both the gentlemen can show their cups, which makes
Yeah,
this
sure.
even more lively. I'm waiting
Yeah,
for Dr. Satish's cup though.
yeah, sure.
Can I have the cup,
Yeah,
doctor?
yes,
Hey,
this is me.
Awesome.
Cheers.
you're awesome. Nice. So, guys, myself, I'm Ganesh Somwanshi, and you will see my name as Hardika. So there has been a technical glitch. So I'm a man. I'm normal. I'm not Hardika. Hardika is one of my colleagues here, and she is so kind that she allowed me to log in through through her email ID so that I can be a part of this session. So thanks, Hardika, for that. And that's Vinay, who's the founder of IVL, which is called InfoVision Labs. You can see the banner behind him, which talks about digital transformation and enterprise app services and blah blah blah. So he's into many services, and that's Dr. Satish, who's the dean of SDM College of Engineering, Dharwad. So. I'm really thankful for everyone who's taken time out, and we will quickly begin the session. Extremely sorry that we took a little longer to begin and to go live. So one basic question that comes to our mind is from both the perspectives. One is the entrepreneur, and one is a job seeker. So as per Vinay, what do you prefer, going for a job or going for a business? What's your preference and some highlights on that?
Very interesting question. Very interesting question. Right? Well, see, it's always said that you need to get some experience before you can start a journey, right? Uh, Working over the last 28 plus years, I have learned a lot. because the various industries help you to understand how the industry works. It helps you to understand the nuances and the complexities that are there in the business. And it also helps you to understand how the technology usually works to solve a business problem. Having that in your pocket is always very, very helpful before you can start a journey of a businessman. I believe there are different ways of looking at it. Even if at all I'm running my business, I don't think I would ask my children to come and join the business right away. I would like them to go out, experience a little bit about what the world looks like, and have that experience before they can jump into a business. But business has its own fun. It has its own challenges. You know, when you can look at a problem, you have an ability to innovate and bring in a solution. So that's where I think getting into a business is very exciting. It is you can have your own way of looking at a bigger problem. You get to see the bigger picture, and you work with a lot of different enthusiastic entrepreneurs also. That helps you to bring in a different view of the world actually. So I keep traveling all over the place, right? So this also helps me to bring in a perspective about when I see something in India, when I see something in other countries, I look at how do I solve this problem? How did they do it? So that's an advantage that business always brings to the table.
Okay, and Dr. Satish, do you see students coming to you asking you, sir, what should I do? Should I have my own business, or should I go and search for a job probably with IVL or something of that sort? What's your take? As in, what are students talking today? And certainly the new norm has seeped in, which is creating a lot of pandemonium, and there is a unruffled kind of feeling where people don't know what to do, as in certainly students. So what's your take on it?
If I see the survey from past 3 years, so if I look into 3 years, latest 3 years, many students are like coming to me and asking about the startups. So why can't we start with a novel idea, come up with the startup? This is just past 3 years, I'm saying. Before that, it was just about job. The students were speaking only about the job. So which company I should land, what are the types of company I should choose, all those things. Now I am seeing Government of India and Karnataka also, they are creating a lot of awareness about startup. And in this scenario, I can say at least 20% of my class, they are thinking of something to start with new, and they are ready to take challenges. So this is a healthy development, and even in our campus, I have seen from past 3 years, some good numbers of startups have come up, and this is just motivating for the students also, that is juniors, so to take the challenges. So trend is something shifting towards the entrepreneurship now.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's a good thing. So IVL's motive certainly is to expand and have more young blood who can serve the nation. So let's welcome these guys on board in advance so that they can be a part of change.
IVL just they have come in the right time now, so both it will be like a win-win situation to prosper.
Certainly. So let's quickly move and shift towards how the new gen, the millennials, could be a part of the transformation journey. So let's talk about leadership, okay, which is vital today. So Vinay, as per you, who's your favorite leader, and quickly tell us what a leader should be.
Wow. Well, I think there are many leaders that I admire, but I will just take a couple of names. I admired the way Steve Jobs brought about the transformation. When right from the beginning, how he looked at Apple, how he transformed the entire industry, how he built in the culture of innovation. That's very, very, very admiring. And the second one is Elon Musk. These two are engineers by heart. They know what needs to be done. They took huge risks. They ventured into something that they were not very comfortable with. Right? Take, for example, Elon Musk. He is from South Africa and went to Canada. From there, he went into US, struggled to start up something called as a Zip, and then it became a very good financial product company, PayPal. Right. So if you look at his journey, it's amazing to look at how that person has changed his own career. And this This helps me to look at the entrepreneurship in a very different way. You have to learn to take risks. You have to look at what are the larger problems that can be solved, which can generate a lot of excitement, a lot of motivation, and create a vision for somebody to follow through, and also bring in that excitement in an engineer. You know, there are so many problems to solve, but what will an engineer like to do? He would like to see his or her product getting used to the best of the human's ability, right? So that's what these individuals are doing, and this is what inspires me all the time.
Okay, that's everyone's favorite, I believe, and Steve Jobs' movie has also come in on Netflix called Jobs. So guys, whoever is there and who have not watched Jobs probably need to quickly after this session go to Netflix and watch Jobs. I personally quite liked it. So Dr. Satish, who's your favorite leader, and what do you learn from him, or probably tell us more about him?
Obviously, these two are there, but apart from that, I liked Warren Buffett. So his way of functioning, I liked it. So administration, so he's enjoying both like professional as well as family life. So something I felt very impressed on that. Okay, and obviously it is like a good motive for us also to concentrate both on family as professional and become successful. That is very rare case what I have seen. Okay, so and I all tell students follow the passion. Apart from that, concentrate more on family also. So both are important so that you will become. Family is also a backbone for successful entrepreneurship journey. So that's why. So apart from this, I will be motivating students again with the names what Vinay said. Obviously, they are like extremely different category people. We can't see that kind of risky people, what I can say, in their professional career. So apart from that, here and there, some small local entrepreneurship. Now I will take Vinay's name also in the class, obviously, for the students to motivate, because he has also done very well in the short span of time. So, and we are very happy to associate with them now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think this the key to this whole discussion is entrepreneurship is important, and there are leaders who have been carving their niche and making a lot of difference. So Vinay, again, certainly guys who are here, I want to tell you that Vinay is an alumni of HDM College, and really proud to be a part of this association. The whole university has given him so much. So probably I'll ask Vinay to quickly share his favorite moments, his favorite chai moments at the college, and enlighten us, please.
Sure. I think the favorite moments is all about, see, when you're in college, there is so much of fun that happens in the college days, right? In the STM college, we have a cafeteria, and that's where we all students used to hang out. I mean, as a student, I used to hang out there and discuss about a lot of other things outside of studies. Of course, studies used to happen inside the college, inside the classroom, but we used to discuss about what is it that we are going to do once we get out of the college. That used to be the common discussion when we were sitting in the cafeteria. And of course, we also used to talk about who is our best teacher, and if at all we are learning about certain subjects, how are we going to use those subjects? Some of us didn't even have a clue. For example, we were studying about some of the network technologies, and we were trying to figure out, okay, just imagine this is 90s. The computer technology was just coming into India. Ours was the second batch. We were trying to understand how it gets applied to the practical field, how the industry uses it. When we were learning about the computer network theory, we were trying to understand, okay, there are 7 layers. How does this packet flow through the various layers? What does it do? What does this data mean? Why is the frequency so important? So these were very interesting discussion that we used to have. Apart from that, of course, as a young blood, we also used to have some other topics of discussion, like, okay, what are the movies that we are going to go and watch on a Friday evening, and where will we hang out for the weekend parties. And of course, there will be some people who would always have a girlfriend who would talk about, okay, what's your plan? So those things are there for everybody's life. But it was a lot of good things that we learned through the college cafeteria, and our professors, when they used to pass through the cafeteria, they had a separate room. And whenever they used to pass through, and they would stop to discuss with us as to, okay, what exactly are you guys discussing? It used to be a very informal discussion that we all used to have, and we felt that they are treating us like friends, not as students. So that was a great moment for our. That's the memory that I have. So those will live forever, you know.
Dr. Satish, do you remember interacting with Vinay, and did you find him, or as in, did other professors find that streak of entrepreneurship in him? Do you ever think that Vinay will happen to be such a successful entrepreneur?
Obviously, I was not there at the time, frankly. So I recently joined this college. So, but here and there, when we started the initiation for the collaboration, all those things, obviously from the professors. So I have heard a very good words about him. So always he was on the top in the academics also. So these are some of the words I got to know, and also like no professors believed him, and but within a short period of time he has achieved so much things. So this was like surprise for all, and obviously so it feels good for SDM Engineering College because the alumni, one of our alumni has achieved this.
Correct. That's truly awesome. Let's clap for Vinay, guys. So
thank you.
And for an association like SDM College, wow, to have students like this who are flourishing. So guys, IVL certainly is a brand called InfoVision Labs, have their offices in Bangalore, Chennai and Pune. They started with 5 people. Again, many chai sessions over a dining table, 5 people having tea, and now 800 people are having tea at IVL InfoVision Labs. So certainly the growth has been unprecedented, and there has been a lot of positive stories in and around Vinay. So Vinay, I have a couple of inquisitive questions coming in from people, and we have received few of them earlier as well, because we reached out to many attendees asking them if they could share some kind of questions with us. So one of the questions came in was, what is that trigger, that one trigger that made you decide to start on your own? So if you can reflect on that particular trigger.
Sure. So I worked in Mumbai before leaving the country, and I think 4 years I was there in Mumbai, worked in the software industry, and then went to United States, worked there for 8 years. When I went to United States, the work was with a business company. It was not with IT services company. There, I got exposed to how the technology gets used to run the entire business, not just business. Everybody's life depends on technology. And after 8 years, I came back to India. When I came back to India, I worked with 3 different companies. One of them was product company, and a couple of them were services company. What I realized after coming back, we sitting in India, we are not directly exposed to the way the technology gets used in the business world on the other side of the globe. And that is where we always found some of the challenges in understanding, okay, how do I put this technology to actual use, or what is it that the customer is expecting for? And I felt that there's a gap that needs to be filled. And this is possible when we are able to bring in some kind of a connect between our engineers and actual business. And that's the whole idea behind IVL getting formed. So what we thought is, let's build an engineering team. Let's build an engineering organization which focuses on how do we put technology to use to solve the business problems. So in order to do this, everybody needs to understand business better. And we need to talk to every team member and tell them about, okay, what happens in the United States, what happens in the UK, what happens in Middle East, how they use technology, and what is the possibility. I used to tell in some of my conversation with my team members also that imagine NASA is sitting in Houston and they are controlling the Mars rover, which is planets away. That is technology. So if they can do sitting on Earth and control a device which is far, far away, technology can do anything. Right? So it's an understanding of what technology can do. So challenging the engineering minds of all our engineers is very, very important for us. We from an India perspective, what happens is culturally we are so much used to having everything done manually. Maybe it's just because we have so much of manual help available. So we tend to think manual first, and then comes the engineering part of it. So that is where when we try to create solutions for the outside world, our thinking pattern is not automation first. It is manual first and then engineering. So the whole idea of starting IVL was, let's change that. If we have to compete, we have to create solution for the entire world. We have to think automation, we have to think technology, we have to think about what all can be done. I mean, today I believe that technology can solve many problems. I mean, today you have AI, you have computer vision, you have neural networks, you have natural language processing. There are so many things that technology is available. If you integrate this technology with the robotics, mechatronics, and the hardware, IoTs, and all the stuff, you can create wonders. So I believe that's where, with that thought process, IVL was started. We have a long journey to go because the culture change takes time. So that's the motive behind starting IVL.
That's really amazing. Dr. Satish, you want to take that call?
Yeah, 1 minute. No, continue. Yeah, you can continue.
Ganesh.
Ganesh, are you there?
His connection.
Signed.
So while yeah, he's back.
Yeah. Tell me. Go ahead.
Am I there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So basically, I read somewhere that Vinay moved to US with $80, and that's how you began your journey. And apart from that, I also strongly remember that you are an introvert. I'm sure many engineers are introvert. A lot of people, they don't like to go out and mix up with people. So this personality is something that you have changed, because now interacting with 5 people when you began to interacting with 800 plus people across India, plus having clients from the US, UK, Middle East, Southeast Asia. So the canvas has been pretty huge. So how do you how did you overcome that particular personality, and how did you become an extrovert? So I can't say extrovert directly, but certainly that those leadership qualities are must for business. So can you give some take on that particular thing?
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a very good question. I think growing up, I was always an introvert. There was a ceremony in the school where they were celebrating the awards and the rank holders and all those. We were all the rank students were called on the stage, and we thought that it's going to be just they'll hand over the certificate and the award and we'll be done. But one by one, they started calling the names, saying that come and give a small speech. When my name was called in, it was in a hall where it was full of parents and the entire school students. I went to the mic and I said, good evening. I think my voice was a little louder than the rest of the speakers. Suddenly the entire hall went silent. The entire hall went silent. I did not know what to do. So whatever I wanted to say, I forgot. I stood there for 3 seconds. My class teacher was sitting in the front row. She kept on saying, say something, or at least say thank you and walk out. That was the situation. Somehow I mustered the courage and thanked my teachers, thanked my parents, thanked my friend, and ran out of the stage. That event told me that I need to work very hard on public speaking. That event also told me that I need to learn to overcome this problem. So one of the things that I have learned over the course of the years, you have to learn to face your fears. You cannot run away. It's a very easy thing to run away from the fears. But if at all you take baby steps towards overcoming those fears, that is only possible when you find a coach. You have to find some friend who can help you, saying that I will help you to overcome these problems. And that's exactly what I did when I went to US. It was very essential for me to learn how to speak the local lingo, how to understand, how to be part of their mix. one of my friend was an American, so I went to his desk and asked, "Hey, I really would like to understand where I make a mistake. When I speak to fellow Americans, can you observe me? And at the end of the day, you can give me your notes saying that Vinay, this is where you went wrong." See, listening about my mistakes is not an easy job. You know,
Sure.
the ego always comes in between, saying that, my God, this guy is telling me I'm wrong. So killing my ego and telling somebody, find my mistakes and tell me on my face was the first thing that I did. And it took me almost 8 months, I think almost 1.5 years to overcome all those problems. And I was able to speak. And the second thing is one of my manager came and said, Vinay, I think, why don't you take up a project manager role? I wanted to be a software engineer, programmer. I wanted to retire as a programmer. That was my life. But this lady, she was my manager at the time, and she said, we really want you to take up a project manager role. And I said, her name is Stephanie. I said, Stephanie, this is, I don't think this is right, because first of all, I'm an introvert. You give me a problem, I'll solve it. You tell me, here is a new application that needs to be built, I'll build it for you. But if at all you tell me manage people, no, this is not my cup of tea. So, but she said, you know what, I have been observing how you deal with colleagues, how you deal with the business owners, how you deal with myself, how you go and solve the problems of your fellow team members. So I think there is something that I have seen. So that also told me something. Sometimes we do not know what we are capable of. There is somebody who is observing us, somebody who probably finds that there is some talent in this individual. It is a gut feeling at that time that I took a chance and said, okay, I'll listen to my mentor, my coach, and I'll take that plunge. So I jumped onto that role. And after that, I also signed up for Toastmasters.
Okay.
That is where things started changing also, because I didn't know how to speak. I mean, I'm from Kannada medium background, and going into an English word, talking everything fluently was a challenge. So I had to do a lot of such things. It hasn't been easy. There's a lot of hard work behind. There's a lot of support from friends, colleagues, my bosses who believed in me, saying that you can do it because you have an ability to learn. So I think that's what has probably helped.
Oh, that's truly inspirational. And I'm sure that there's a Toastmaster in
yes,
in Karnataka state as well.
Yeah, everywhere. Yeah. They're all over the globe.
Okay, so guys, quickly become a member of Toastmasters. Even I'm a member of Toastmasters, and I feel what they bring in is nothing else but confidence. And there are extempo speeches, and there's a lot of stuff that happens where you get to learn body languages and get to interact with people instantly, which actually helps you as a entrepreneur. So moving back to Dr. Satish. Dr. Satish, tell us something more about your college and how things have been pre-COVID, post-COVID, and probably highlight the new normal as far as the education system is concerned. So Vinay, you can continue having chai for some time, and I'll bother Dr. Satish on this. Yes, Dr. Satish.
Yeah, obviously there are a lot of changes now. Okay, so pre-COVID, we had a lot of advantage. Students were interacting physically and they were meeting me regarding innovations. So we have an innovation cell also in our campus. So initially, Government of Karnataka, they are funding for a novel idea 3 lakh rupees for the students. So 2 or 3 team. So the lot of activities was going on. So 10 teams they select every year. So they will come up with their own innovation idea, and they were implementing any here and there. They were discussing with me or any of our faculties in that domain. So, but this we are missing post-COVID. So obviously, we require some hardware components when they're designing some hardwares and this thing and all. It can't be done online. Software programming, all those things we can manage. Related to hardware implementation, there should be some physical presence, but this is a challenge still. We are assisting them online only, but it is not up to the mark. But we have to now slowly. Students are also started adjusting, because even frankly to say, many of the faculties were not comfortable with online teaching. So pre-COVID, so this made us to learn a lot of things, including me. Now I'm just seeing in another dimension, so that everything is possible online. So even earlier and all, I used to go address FDP in physical, some workshops I was training in physical. Now same thing, there is no other choice. So I shifted to online, and to my surprise, it came more better than offline. So slowly I think now, so this will become a new standard now. So no need to waste our time, no need to physically travel. So only in case of emergency we can use that. But now this has become a new travel rule, or sorry, new norms, so that we can do everything online. But still, it's not 100% as per my view, but we are finding the solutions. Similarly, for some projects, we told some students to present online. So while presenting, we are giving some other alternatives. First, they can make the video, share with us one day before, so that we can see each and every detail. Then we can ask questions in the online, so that it will save our time. Like this, there are many other options we are trying to find, so that to make 100% perfect.
Okay. And how's the government supporting the new norm?
Yeah, obviously, see, even government now, there are a lot of fundings going on for SDM CET. To name, I will tell you, one is ITBT, Government of Karnataka, and one is ICAR, that is Agricultural Research, New Delhi, as well as our local, that is Dharwad UAS campus. So these are also, they are also funding us, and one more, Elevate from Government of Karnataka. So obviously what happened now, see, we were in the middle, we received some fund. So there are 6 startups in our campus. So it is a combination of students as well as faculty. Faculty means I am there. I am also one of the co-partner for the startup with the student. So we are building on a medical product. So slowly I am trying to shift towards from faculty to the entrepreneurship. Still, I am a newborn baby in this, so I have to follow Vinay's footsteps with his guidance. So also, obviously, he impresses me. So that's why now what the changes I found is even government. I never believed so, like local government, like Government of Karnataka, they have started adjusting to the online. So that is very good news, because the second phase, third phase, progress report, everything was conducted online. We showed our demonstration online. So even they never told us to come to Bangalore to sign copy. Everything was done through online mode only. And even government office bearers, they have learned more than us. So that is very good news now. So this COVID, maybe one side there is a slow in economy, but the other side, it made us learn how to use the technology, not like only for technical people, for many layman and non-technical people also. It is it is teaching us how to use the technologies. So I'm happy for that. So in coming days, obviously it will be a boon for us.
Okay, but Dr. Satish, if you just told me there are 6 startups in the campus,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I remember, when I was in college, there was nothing called a startups, or there was no confidence building exercise for entrepreneurs when you're actually studying. So
Yes.
within the campus, does it generate curiosity for other students? Does it create some kind of havoc, saying, hey, that guy has already started a company, what about me? So is there an insecurity that is growing, or is there awareness that's growing? What's your take, Dr. Satish, on this?
See, as of now, see, we just started this concept 2 years back. So I feel in the year 2019, August somewhere, we made an infrastructure under my guidance. So management believed me. So, and they gave me a chance that you take care of the entire startup. What are the requirements you can submit? So I made sure that some funding I got from the management initially. Okay, so we built an infrastructure, nice infrastructure to house 6 startup. So we would have gone for more startup also, but I was not so confident, because I want to, this is something called a new transformation. So I thought that let us take first 6 units, then we will prove, then we can go for more also. Then I started conducting some webinars for the student regarding startup. So calling from some expert like Vinay from the outside. So, and teach them like what is startup, how to plan all those activities. Even some webinars I also gave to instill confidence in the student. Later on, slowly, initially students were hesitant. So students' mentality is something that obviously it is true also. They want some job, be secure. So obviously family also will not support. The reason is because we are all coming from middle class background, and obviously after so much of investment in the education, parents will think they should land in a safe job and clear their dues. All those things, it's fair enough. But still, what I felt is the top level students, top like distinction, top level students, they never showed interest to the startup. Only some average students in academics, so they were ready to take any risk, and we started with that. And obviously now I am feeling the academics doesn't matter in this scenario. After 2 years of survey, what I'm saying is the academics doesn't matter, but the person who is ready to take risk. Okay, so some students, I appreciate them. They left their job, hand in job, and they followed this path. And the success in 2 years, what I can say, each startup unit in our campus, everyone has received a funding. So their salary is also maintained through that funding. They're happy. So they took the risk and they're getting equal par salary, what the expected academic, the job they had got. That is one thing. Second thing is, apart from that, financial, you can keep that aside. But what I'm saying, the confidence day to day, what they're learning, because they have a responsibility now. Okay, so initially they were not so trained. Now they're learning through the YouTube, through our guidance, or I'm connecting to some expert. They are acquiring more knowledge, and I can challenge that knowledge they would have not acquired if they have joined some MNC also in the initial stage. So it is going exponentially. Now day to day, now 1.5 years over, they are ready to build on their own. They are not taking my support also. Okay, so they are becoming more confident, and even I will tell you, some students with that knowledge, they helped us to settle some deal. So we got the clients also, small clients, but still it is more than enough to instill confidence. And we sold that automated sanitizer and all, some 10 pieces here and there. So that is motivating. You asked the question that it is motivating or it is making students to insecure. No, it is not like insecure. Many other students are watching now this progress, and they are discussing with me, can we also come with this process? I'm helping them. So it is motivating them.
Okay. So probably I think Dr. Satish, time has come where you begin a new, a small setup where entrepreneurs like Vinay could be a part of, and they can interact with the students. I'm sure there are many alumni who have gone miles away, and they still want to be connected with the college and give back to the society, give back to the youngsters, and guide them. So are you thinking of starting something similar? Because yes, Government of India has been putting in a lot of money in startups. There are funds which are raised for startups, and the Made in India slogan has all of a sudden risen the horizon. So what's your take, as in something similar can be started at the college premises?
Yes, sure. Obviously, we are planning that only. Now I will tell you one thing. In today's time, lot of fundings are there. Okay, so student no need to worry about the funding. Only thing, his mind is the investment. So if he has a novel idea, so easily we can convert, we can get the fund, and we can start things working. So, and obviously I require people like Vinay, because very less people who come for their support for the college where they studied. Okay, so I have to obviously take this as an opportunity. Then I will see to that. So by interacting with our students and interfacing Vinay also, it is not for Vinay's personal gain or my gain or students' gain. It is for the society. So even I have spoken to Vinay, so his ideology is also same, matching with us. So that I can just tell it's a 6th startup. What we are seeing in our campus just started 2 years back. But take my word, it is giving life to 18 people who are working now. So average, I'm saying, not like exactly 3 for one startup. Average 18 engineers got employment here now.
Oh wow!
Yes, through what? 6 startups. So small 6 startups. It is not like 18 engineers. You think of their family, so it will become more again. So what I say, every long journey has to start with single step, and that single step we have started, but it is not sufficient. So I require people like Vinay to support more, bring with, and even our management is very generous in building the infrastructure. So now our target is something that to bring 100 startups in the campus, and in coming days it will happen. So I require some push from Vinay so that it will happen fast.
Vinay, your comment on this initiative, please.
Yeah, I think this is definitely very exciting. Giving back to the society is one of the things that everybody has to do. And when I talked to Dr. Satish and explored how the startup culture can be brought about and how we can, this is very important for the students to realize that the end goal need not be just a job. They can also look at, okay, what is my passion? Are there any ideas that I can explore? And with all the support, the infrastructure that is available, we would definitely like to look at how a partnership can be formed between the college and IVL so that we can create something that students can think about in the future, say that, okay, I need not have to always look for a job. I can be a startup, I can be part of a startup program, or eventually I can become an entrepreneur. But somewhere they will have to start. I think the college has been very kind to discuss about some of the opportunities. I mean, there are some discussion that we are currently doing. So hopefully they will all come to fruition and we will be able to be part of the new excitement.
Superb. So thank you guys. We have been here for a long time, and I see there are 158 participants, and I just want to tell them that we have some questions for them, and the people who give the right kind of answers, I have 3 gifts to give them, and I'm sharing my mobile number with them. It's 77388. I'll just type it here. That's the mobile number that's shared with everyone. And what you need to do is remember this number. And towards the end of the session, I'm going to ask 3 questions. And you need to answer them. Send me an SMS on this number. And the guys who gives correct answers receives a gift. Certainly, there's a team who will get back to you. We'll get your address and we'll send across the gifts. Those are branded stuff from IVL and something that is really dear to us. So let's continue the session. Vinay, it seems that you moved from 5 people to 800 plus people, and it's a very strong team, and they have been with you for a very long time. I keep seeing many social media updates from IVL where you're congratulating people who have been with you for 5 years, 10 years, and stuff like that. So certainly not 10 years because the company is not that old, but I hope so. People will stick around for next another 5 years and will become congratulated for their 10 years tenure with IVL. So what is it that you look at when you're hiring people? Is it the vigor? Is it the passion? Is it the knowledge, or it's a combination of everything? What is it that you look at? Probably the inputs that that Vinay will share with us. It's good for students to note it down and probably work on them and quickly apply for a job at IVL.
Well, see, one of the things that I have learned very hard in the entire career is the IT industry or the software industry poses you with a very, very different challenges every day. First of all, there are so many technologies around us all of the time. And you go to bed thinking that I know everything that is out there, and you wake up to see somebody launched a new JavaScript library or somebody launched a new cloud offering. So there is always something new that is happening. An ability to constantly learn is very, very important in our industry. And the second thing is, when we go to talk to any of our customer or when we look at any of the problems, every problem that we come across is unique in a way that requires us to think on our feet, come up with a solution and look at, okay, how there has to be a solution for this problem. So thinking in that direction is very, very important for me. When typically when I am interviewing anybody, I look at not just the technology, because learning technology probably is the most easiest part of our journey. It is like learning another language. So that probably is the most easiest part of the journey. But what I look for is an individual geared towards solving a problem, or they look at this as oh, there is another problem. So that is the most important skill that I think, an ability to look at a problem and look at, I know how to solve it. Even if at all it is a failure, but at least I can fail fast and know that, okay, this did not work, but I need to try something else to fix this problem. So that's very, very important aspect. And these two, an ability to learn constantly, an ability to look at a problem and say, I can solve it. And then it is very important that we all need to have fun when you're working. I see many individuals become very, very serious around their work. And when you become very serious around your work, you forget that there are other people also involved in the work. This is one of the things that I always look at is, do you know how to have fun when you're solving a problem? So if you know how to have fun, that means you're able to interact with other people. You're able to have that empathy. You're able to think that, okay, I need to take a break. I need to give my brain a little bit of a silent time, come back, solve it again. So these are three important qualities when I'm trying to hire somebody. Of course, education matters, the ability to code matters. And I like somebody who writes very clean code. I still try and write code myself just to keep in touch with what is happening around me. But to me, those are the top three qualities that an individual should possess.
Okay, thank you, Vinay. So guys, students who are a part of the session, you know what matters a lot today in today's times. So let's go for it. And Dr. Satish, coming back to you, we are towards the end of 7 minutes of the session, and I hope everyone is tuned in and there are questions coming in as well. And I hope you win all of them. So I want one person to answer one question and win the award. Okay. And we promise that we will send across the award, and whoever receives that award needs to put it on the social media handle, which will be shared at the college social media handles as well as with IVL. Okay, so Dr. Satish, again coming back to you, you have seen a huge change between pre-COVID and post-COVID times. What is it that will stay? What is it that you think will not be accepted by the students if there's a new change that is brought in? What's your fear, or probably how will students react to some kind of changes, and what are the changes as per your experience?
Obviously, we something have innovation lab. That is one thing what we are concentrating on. Innovation lab, or you can call it as makers lab. Okay, so it is in progress to implement in our campus. Okay. So obviously in COVID time, if we see the COVID time, this lab will not be accessible to them. So this obviously create a problem to the students, because unless and until they involve in practicality, okay, so they will not get confidence. See, doing lab in academics is different. So everything is predefined, specifications are predefined, just they will know, okay, what to do. Even programs are there, downloadable, so just they copy paste and type, simulate, synthesize, and they will go. So the concept of innovation lab is something that it cannot be done online. So it should be offline only. So that's why COVID may affect so that innovation part. So the learning, it may hamper. So because there all facilities has to be there, and they have to explore each and every tool, each and every equipment. So to say, I can say that recently we have come up with one invention, I can say, innovation, I can say. We have developed automated bot which will run through the field and identify the disease and spray the pesticide only in that part. Oh, so wow. Yeah, it is there. It is in trial and mode. So higher versions we have to develop. Okay, so base version we have developed. If I see there, obviously it took 2 months trial in the field only in our in campus. We have a garden, so there only we tested, and obviously it cannot be done online. So this is what the one factor the COVID will affect. Okay, so people has to work physically there. They have to explore. See, many times I will tell you what happened there scenario. So first, it is like one of our startup only. They started testing. That is Hegel Technologies. Gautam Shikankar is a person who is involved in that. Even I am an advisor, so I was advising that here and there. When we started working as a team, obviously we never thought of the exact circular diameter of that wheel. So blindly we took a wheel we run through the flat surface, it was working fine. When we put into that agricultural field, it never moved. So see, it was a small common sense, but still we were very involved in that program part and how to code to the electronics part. We never thought of that wheel structure. Then again, we redesigned it. We then came up with the exact what is the radius it should be, what is the diameter, all those things, what is the weight of that. So now it has been redesigned. Now it is moving well. And when it was moving well, second issue what we got, the balancing part. It started shaking much. Then what we did, again we have to balance the weight. We put a, see, these are all something called a novel idea. We took a pole, we kept on that, making a equal size, and it started working. Then we thought, okay, what should be their weight? So like trial and error. Then we have designed, at least it is running now. So, but still we want to add intelligence for that. This type of activities in COVID, it is not possible. So that's why it may hamper the learning for the students. So that's what I feel.
Okay. So I think we need to be very positive and consistent in giving the best to the students. And this reminds me, Vinay, you have been hiring many people, and there has been a lot of issues when it comes to retaining people, because yes, there are many opportunities and there are many challenges that as a businessman you must be facing. So what is that message that you would want to give to your existing employees and future people who would be joining you? And what is it that one thing that I will brings to the table, which those guys should go for?
Well, I think one of the things is, as I said, right, we are trying to create an organization which focuses on solving the business problems, directly working with the business. And we also would like to create that environment for every individual to work on some of the emerging and latest technologies. What I believe in is, this is an organization which allows you to experiment. It allows you to be have a very open communication. That's one of the things that we always believe in inside the organization, that have a transparent communication so that we can address the problems quickly. And we all understand there are a lot of opportunities for everybody. There are a lot of companies offering great salaries, great of projects and all the stuff. But as an IVL, we believe that we work with some of the great domains, some of the great projects. We are into digital transformation. So all of our projects are working on looking at a legacy product, looking at a legacy application, and how do we transform them. That's our major goal. We are expanding, and if at all we look at the 6-year journey from 5 to 800 people, that's an indication that where the things are headed. So anybody who looks at IVL should look at, these guys have great projects. These guys, this company offers them an ability to grow. If at all we have grown from 5 to 800, obviously those who have stayed with us, probably they also have grown with us. If the next journey is from 800 to 8,000, I can imagine what opportunities will open up for the individual who would join along the journey.
True.
Yeah.
So I think certainly I'm sending my resume across immediately. I am quite tempted because I want to go with an organization who believes in innovation, because it keeps me going, and innovation is something that has always global. Of message for the audience is something that needs to be taken back home. Sure. So it could be anything, as in it could be how to live life, which sports to go for, which music to listen to, whatever. Some message from your side. So we can begin with Dr. Satish. Something that you have in mind which everyone should opt for.
So obviously, what I have in my mind is like in coming days, create more awareness for the students that, okay, so not only about job is one thing, but some students are there, they are more talented to come up as a successful entrepreneurs, but due to fear, they don't take risk. So my next target is at least, see, the thing Vinay said is like, it's true, fund is very, very much essential. for them. So I can't say that students directly come and start the startup. So my part is like very important. I will make sure them. So if they are very interested in startup, I will arrange the fund for them. Okay, there are many ways. Once I arrange the fund, then I can say to them, okay, so at least 2 years you are now safe. You'll be getting fund. Within the 2 years is a long time. You can do wonders because they have a talent. I have seen many students. Some students they have a lot of talent because they don't have the proper guidance and they don't have the exact confidence to jump in and to start with the innovative ideas. So that is what it is happening now. But even see, if I see my perspective, many students who are much talented to become a successful entrepreneur, they don't think in that way itself. So initially they have only one goal to get a job. Even I've seen what kind of job they are not thinking. So many 70% of the students I'm seeing they are landing into something called not fully technical or innovative, but it is called a software job. So Vinay knows better than me. So that hurts for me as a faculty because I should take care of my students. Okay, but alone I can't do anything. That's why I require support of many like-minded people. So to create the awareness and give them the opportunities so that in long run it is helping the society. That is my next goal.
Okay. Thanks, Dr. Satish. Yes, Vinay.
Well, I think we live in a age where the technology is fast changing. I mean, growing up, I remember I used to click a photograph and I used to probably wait for almost 10 days before I could see what the picture looked like. And today we are living in an age where everything is instant gratification. Unfortunately, that also has a psychological effect on the human beings too. We get into a job and we think that we are going to be CIO in a very short period of time. That is where I would say we probably need to think through what is required for us to see the growth in our life. One of the things that I have seen is having patience matters a lot. And on top of that, having a discipline is very, very important in life. If at all we are disciplined and if at all we have patience and we are focused, there are a lot of things that we can get done. And I believe, just to give you an example, it is so difficult for me to get up at 6 a.m. in the morning because I go to sleep very late. But nonetheless, I make it a point, no matter what, I have to, when the alarm goes off at 6 a.m., I say, if I go back to sleep, that 1 day's of habit of going back to sleep will ruin the entire discipline. I wake up, I step out of the bed and I start my routine. So that is what has kept me going. So it is very hard. All these things, that there is a lot of hard work that goes in behind before you can see the success. So the only message that I would tell everybody is don't just look at the success a person has achieved. It's always good to study what all they have gone through. And I think having the patience, having the discipline, and most importantly, having that empathy and trying to solve a problem is very, very important in life. Take some risks, fail fast. Don't wait to fail for too long. Then people will look at you as a failure. If you fail fast, get up and then see a success. People will start recognizing you as, man, you did something amazing. So I would say those are some of the things that people should take away.
Okay. Thank you, Vinay. Thank you, Dr. Satish. And now we are moving towards the wonderful end of the session where I'll be asking 3 questions. Guys, are you ready? Have you received my mobile number? And I repeat it out here loudly. It's 77388 and I have put it in the message as well, message inbox. So my first question is, how many startups are there in the campus of SDM College? I repeat. Oh, I've already started receiving the messages. 1 second. Oh, 2 people. The question is, how many startups are in the premises of SDM? You have heard the number. Dr. Satish has said it twice, and I confirmed it twice as well. So quickly send in the answer, and I'm waiting here to give away prizes. The second question is, who is Vinay's favorite leader? I repeat, who is Vinay's favorite leader? Uh, can I call it a leader or someone who Vinay is in awe with? Probably a leader is better because yes, we get inspiration from those guys. The third question is, who is Dr. Satish's favorite leader? And believe me, none of them are Indian. So I so and let's hope that we get in together again for a lovely session with Vinay. Oh, okay, I have received. Oh, okay. By now, and I'm really glad that this is picking up, and I hope that many people win. And certainly, I'll have some more bumper prizes going out if I get a good response. So thank you, Vinay, for your time. It was lovely having you on the Chai with Vinay show, where we spoke about thought leadership, we spoke about jobs, on your hiring criteria, how about bringing in the change, transforming businesses. And thank you, Dr. Satish. We had a lovely time with you, and yes, I love the white background. It gives me a positive synergy that there's a lot of good things to look out for, and all the best for the startups at your campus. And I hope that some of the startups really catch up with the biggies across the globe, and some of them I'm interacting with. So I have been interacting with Gautam, as you rightly mentioned, and he's very passionate alumni of your college and doing great work. So I wish everyone all the very best. Thank you, Vinay, and thank you, Satish, and thank you all the guys who came on this Chai with Vinay session. And my messages are not stopping. Continues. Oh wow,
Nice.
what a response.
Thank you.
So guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's from Vinay. This is Vinay's idea of having this red element in the white background, which makes it really energetic. Thank you everyone for your time, and good night, Shabakir, and have a lovely evening. Stay safe, stay at home.
Yeah, very important.
COVID is too. Thank you for your time. And again, guys, my mobile number is 773-889-1198, and I want you to win. So quickly send in the answers. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks.
Have a great one.
Thank you all the attendees. Thank you for that.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.